Are you an adventurer looking to take your hunt to the next level? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to East Meets West Hunt with your host, Bo Martonic.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the East Meets West Hunt podcast. And once again, we're in the lovely Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. A little bit of rain going on right now.
Feels like we're in the Pacific Northwest today.
Yeah. Real thick, kind of misty, you know.
Low clouds.
Yeah.
It's really pretty, though. Not a great day for archery, but...
No, but good time to hang out and do some podcasting.
Heck,
what do you
yeah,
think?
yeah. The spirits are still high. Everybody's still stoked. People are still shooting.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful weekend otherwise.
It has, yeah.
You know, not really high temperature, just a little bit of rain.
We thought, looking at the forecast coming in, I thought it was going to rain.
Yeah.
But it's held off. It's been an awesome weekend. This is such a fun event. Everybody's passionate about archery, hunting. It's cool to have community events like this bring people in.
Yeah, so anyways, I have Sloane Brown here from YETI Coolers. Sloane, can you introduce yourself a little bit here and just a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, so I started with YETI last week. I am the new hunting specialist is my title. So I'm focused on whitetail and waterfowl communities, kind of boots on the ground marketing, working with conservation organizations like QDMA, Ducks Unlimited. I'm managing our ambassadors. I think we have 13 ambassadors, waterfowl and whitetail. Doing a bit of that and then hitting the road. I will be at this Total Archery Challenge and then the rest of them throughout the circuit except for South Dakota. So,
nice. Yeah,
I'll be on the road a bunch, but, I mean...
So right off the bat, you're getting ready to do it, aren't you?
Jumping into the deep end, baby.
Not messing around.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm super, super lucky to work for such an awesome company.
But this line of work isn't new to you, correct?
No, I was at a company called Backbone Media before this. We did public relations and advertising for hunting brands, Sitka, Maven Optics, Thermacell, Filson, and Boulder Boatworks were a few of my clients. Mountain Ops too. Jordan Casey worked with those guys, and Matt Davis quite a bit. So,
oh, cool. Yeah,
so I did that for like 2 years before the job at YETI came available, and somebody said, "Hey, you should go for this job," and I was like, "Ooh,
yeah,
ooh, sounds like a dream job."
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to be back in Texas. It's been like 10 years. I'm from Texas originally. So
okay.
Yeah.
For Backbone, were you living in Colorado, you said?
Yeah, I was right outside of Aspen, Colorado, a town called Carbondale. It's a small little mountain town, probably 6,000 population. Elevation's like 6,500 feet.
Yeah.
Right in the Elk Mountains, so like Unit 43 in Colorado. Great over-the-counter hunting out there.
Yeah,
Whoops, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry to all my 43 residents.
Yeah, you just screwed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, so you're glad to be back in Texas, right?
Yeah, man, it feels good to be back. Like, it's funny. It's been 10 years since I've been back, and like little things like bugs splattered all over the windshield when I'm driving in and drinking a Dr. Pepper out of a styrofoam cup. I'm like, hell yeah. It's good to be back, man.
We're back, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And there's year-round hunting opportunities, good fishing. And so
yeah,
I'll definitely miss the mountains and the streams of Colorado and the elk and the trout, but I'm sure I'll still have my crack at getting back out there and giving it hell.
I'm sure. And so I technically just met you a couple days ago, I think it was here.
Yeah. I followed you on social for a while, and I knew who you were, but like I realized you were launching this podcast, and we did the gritty hike, and get to tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, as I was out of breath trying to tell you coming up the hill.
I was equally as gassed as you. So,
but so it's and again, the world of social media. I knew who you were on there and everything, and it's funny how that goes. But so we officially met each other a couple days ago, and got to talking here, and actually got to shoot the Sitka course yesterday. I broke away from the booth, and so did you, and got a little shooting in.
Oh, such a fun crew.
That was a freaking blast.
Who all did we have? We had Brian Call, Jordan Herbertson, Donnie Wilson, Stefan Capraletti.
Yeah.
Oliver Cornett joined us for a little bit. Our group got a little big.
Yeah.
But awesome.
Jason Mears,
the Meerkat.
Oh, the Meerkat, he was there.
Donnie Burgers.
Oh, that was so much fun.
That was good.
That's my kind of group because I don't take anything real serious when it comes to shooting, and I like messing around and just having a good time. And that was definitely what our group was all about.
For sure.
So there was a lot of arrows going in a lot of different directions, and
into the trees,
into the target. Yeah, a lot of.
We were hitting foam.
Yeah,
sure.
we hit quite a bit of foam, so that wasn't too bad. But there was definitely
just lighthearted crew. Everybody's poking fun at each other. You hit a tree, you're gonna hear it. But yeah, it was fun. That's what it's all about. Is get a good crew together and
expect a camera in your face if you mess up.
Yeah,
and someone's gonna let you know.
Everything is on the record when you're with Jordan Harbertson and Brian Call.
Yes, their phones are out.
Don't do anything too stupid.
Yeah, and watch what you say because at some point something's recording.
I know that I'll never be able to run for political office. There's too much stuff out there.
Yeah.
Nor do I want to.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a fun trip there. I only lost a few arrows, but people brought them back to me. So.
I think I'm down 4 on the weekend, but I'm about to go shoot the locals course again, so I suspect I'll be down a few more by the end of it.
Yeah, especially in this rain.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
For whatever reason, you put a target at the locals course is short, but you put a target in between 2 trees, and it's like they have a magnetic field around them where they just suck the arrows in. It's like hitting a golf shot over sand.
In your eyes, like directly. I don't want to hit those trees, but in reality, I'm looking right at them. You know?
I'm gonna try to focus on that today. Like really picking a spot on the target and focusing on that,
and then just slapping the trigger.
Block it. Yeah, just punching through it. Smacking a tree, ground tuning my bow.
Yeah,
dude.
So you explained to me yesterday what ground tuning your bow means.
Yeah, I got that from Aaron Snyder.
Okay, that's where you got it from.
Yeah, Farcast.
So just slamming your bow off the ground.
Yeah, if you're not happy with your shot, maybe your bow's not. It's never user error. No. Maybe your bow's not shooting right, so just slam it on the ground.
Ground tune it.
Yeah, man.
It's funny. I listened to that podcast. I haven't heard him say that before.
It may have been on his Instagram page, but
that's funny.
I remember it. It's funny.
That's hilarious.
It was one of his tech tips of the day.
Yeah. So, anyways, you are working for YETI Coolers.
Yeah.
So, you're here. You are the title sponsor of the Total Archery Challenge, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And it seems like YETI's been a little bit in the news lately with the hunting industry and some different misconceptions.
Yeah.
With
it's kind
Second Amendment.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation.
So
I think it was kind of. So a little bit of background is YETI changed an outdated discount vendor program for the Friends of the NRA and their local chapters. We still offer the discount to them, but we changed the platform in which they were using. And the NRA ILA, which is one of their chapters, sent out a press release saying that YETI no longer supports the NRA, which is kind of one-sided. Not fully the truth, as anything. There's 2 sides to the story. But yeah, it was unfortunate because it kind of festered over a weekend, and of course everybody on social media is in a hurry to get upset about something. But that's not the whole side of the story. Is there was other organizations that we changed the discount program to as well. It wasn't just the NRA, and so I think the response time may have been a little slow, and people jumped on one side or the other, and. Really, we're here. We're with our community. We've always supported sportsmen. We continue to do so. You can see that through our Instagram page, Facebook, all the media that we do. We're putting out hunting content all the time. YETI started with hunters and anglers. So obviously we support the Second Amendment. That's a tool that we use to kill animals and do what we love. And so it's kind of a shame, but we're moving forward. We're trying to take the high road. We're looking at advertising with American Hunter coming up soon. That's a publication owned by the NRA, so we know that they have a good audience and they're YETI consumers, so we want to put our best foot forward.
Yeah. So let's go away from the negative part of that and look at all the things that YETI has done for hunting conservation, the hunting industry as a whole. Like, I know just from my outside perspective, just looking at the media content and the films that are produced that are out on the YouTube channel and the website and everything are second to none, and they all have some sort of, conservation background, and they're tasteful to even a non-hunter to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't. That's where I had a hard time when I first heard the original release by the NRA. I had a hard time believing that because of all the things that YETI has done over the last however many years in regards to how much support they've showed in hunting conservation and for the Second Amendment itself. So Can you speak a little bit on that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't take credit for that because I just joined the company, but my boss and my boss's boss, that's always been important to them, and the guys that were at YETI before us, it's always been conservation is the most important thing, and educating our consumers through our films and our content. And we're always looking for good opportunities and meaningful engagements with conservation organizations, and that's 25% of my job, is to work with conservation organizations. So clearly it's important to YETI. The founders, Roy and Ryan Cedars, have always had a spot in their hearts for conservation and trying to leave the landscape better than we found it. And recruiting new hunters, and I think YETI does a great job of that. They have a good opportunity because our audience is more than just hunters. We're breaking into new markets, so bridging that gap. Any outdoor recreation, sport activity, we're all recreating on public lands, so that's a big initiative for us. We support the BHA, we support QDMA, National Deer Alliance, Ducks Unlimited, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, all of those groups that are making impacts on conservation efforts and improving habitat and wildlife management and education, recruitment, all of it. So, we spend a lot with those organizations because we believe what they're doing is right. But we also try to do more than just spend with them. We try to find projects where we can give support and put boots on the ground. And we're working on a project down in Texas on the coast right now with Ducks Unlimited, and we're supporting local BHA chapters. And so it's extremely important to us. We have a big audience, and we try to portray that that conservation is important, and try to get more momentum behind it.
Yeah, and the one thing with YETI, okay, so for example, last night we had a BHA after party here and stuff. You got the YETI mug with everything there. You guys were there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you speak on the stage?
Yeah, I kind of drew the tickets.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like public speaking, so I try to keep it simple. But
yeah, but it was a big part of it. And BHA is something I've been a part of from the beginning of the Pennsylvania chapter, and have grown with it. Backcountry hunters and anglers is a great thing. I mean, it speaks for itself with the public lands, and it's starting to reach more. I mean, this chapter specifically is what I know is growing exponentially. I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but a lot over the last, I think, 4 years or so. And the fact that YETI's, a big supporter of that and going with it. So, I don't know. It's. I look at those things. I look at those positive things that a company's like doing that. And technically, YETI's not a hunting company,
Right.
It's a cooler company that happens to have, is in the hunting industry somewhat. Is that how you'd explain it?
Yeah. I mean, we always talk about the hook and bullet crowd as our core.
Yeah.
That's our core. That's kind of where we started marketing to them. So, yes, we are a hunting company. It's important. If you look at our social media avenues, like, there's hunting content on there always. Oh, yeah. So, yes, we're a hunting company. BHA is awesome. They're doing a great job. They have so much buzz around them. They're marketing towards the younger, passionate crowd. So it's cool to be a part and get behind an organization that has so much momentum like that.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Yeah, and so that's kind of been frustrating to see so many people – and maybe they're not really jumping off the YETI bandwagon, but to just go one-sided and not really look at the big picture and the good that the YETI brand is doing for conservation and recruitment and backcountry hunters and anglers and access and public lands and all that. So, yeah, it's kind of difficult. People can't see past one little difference. There's so many there's so much absolutism, like you have to be one side or the other, you know.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Maybe I just go down a rabbit hole sometimes because I'm so far, you know, entrenched in the hunting industry, but I feel like there's a lot of negativity and a lot of hate floating in our industry, and we're all in this together, you know. We all need to come together and quit slinging so much mud at each other, and because we are, as hunters, I feel like we're under attack more than, you know, maybe just the general outdoor crowd, because there's, I don't know, I don't think we've been the greatest advocates for our sport.
Yeah.
As we could have been.
Especially with social media now.
Yeah.
You know, it's you really have to be mindful of what you're posting and what you're putting out there. Not, you know, I know everyone says, you know, don't apologize for being a hunter. I'm not saying that. You know, that's not. I'm proud to be a hunter, and that's the way it is. But when you put it in front of other people, and they don't have a backstory on, you know, this, okay, say this trophy shot with, you know, blood all over. If I was to send that to you, you wouldn't think anything of it. You're like, oh man, you know,
you're
congratulations.
speaking my language. Yeah.
I know that you this is a year-round process for you. This was the end result. But when you put that out there on social media, it's just this photo and maybe, you know, got him, you know, something like that, and people don't see the whole story.
They don't.
And now that these platforms are public and out there, and you can hit the wrong buttons on people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think, I don't know. I always try to be mindful of that. And I think everyone as hunters should be. Not to say that you can't post a trophy photo, but maybe, you know, in your caption explain the struggles that went into that, and the hardships you experienced along the way, and the time and energy that was spent shooting that animal. I think that's important to kind of tell the journey along the way.
So I think so Ben O'Brien is your boss, correct?
Yeah.
So Ben had posted something a little while ago about trophy shots, and at first, my first reaction to it was, I don't agree with him.
Yeah.
That was my first reaction.
Yeah.
So then I sat back and, you know, read into it, read through his stuff. I read it again. Then I listened to him talk about it on his own podcast and everything, and really thought about it from a different perspective. And I agreed with a lot of his points. Do I completely agree with, you know, and I don't think he even completely agrees with getting rid of trophy photos. That's not what he's saying.
No.
He's just saying, think about it.
Yeah.
Think about the way you're putting that out there and what's going on, and that you need to be open-minded about it.
Yeah.
And kind of let your ego go. If I'm a hunter and screw everyone that doesn't like that. You can't think that way.
Yeah.
We are under attack, like you said, constantly.
Yep.
And I don't know, I get fired up about that too.
Yeah. No, I do too. But yeah, it's. I just think we need to do a better job telling the entire story, not just that. Of course, it's a monumental moment, but it's not just about that, you know. Mm-hmm. So maybe you're telling the story going into the hunt, then you're telling the story of the hunt, then you're showing your success, but then you're following up like, hey, the work's not done here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about this photo that I'm taking with the animal. I'm about to throw this thing on my backpack and hike it out 8 miles. Mm-hmm. Tell that story too.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to process that own meat, and I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to feed myself for a year off of it. Mm-hmm. And it's free range, and it's organic, and it's wild. And it's pretty awesome that we can still do that on public land.
Yeah, that's
in 2018.
All of us are able to walk onto and do the same thing if we put in the work.
Yeah, totally.
It's so like
lucky,
if you go into my fridge or freezer right now, it's 95. No, I'd say 90% wild game and 10% bacon.
Good for you. You're doing good.
I live by myself, so I just I can have a couple deer and stuff. I can live pretty.
One of these days, I want to try to go 365 days a year with eating nothing but wild meat. But I'm not that good of a hunter yet.
I had a girl on here yesterday. Her name's Anna Leah, or Anna Dickey's her actual name, but she's a friend of mine, and I went over to her house for dinner on Saturday night. Do you know her?
Yeah, I met her. She shot with us yesterday, right?
Yeah. She was there. Yeah.
Or she didn't shoot, but she
yeah, she only eats wild game.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing but, like, she won't go to eat a burger from here.
Besides she does get grass-fed bison. Her dad owns a farm somewhere that has grass-fed bison, but
no hormones.
No hormones, anything like that. She was actually didn't eat meat at all for a while, and then went to that, and then she goes out and kills her own meat with her husband and her father, and makes unbelievable food with it.
I've heard, yeah.
Oh my, like super good. But
doesn't her husband own a seasoning company too? What is Reload?
No, I think he works for an insurance company.
Oh, okay.
But
damn.
Yeah, close.
Seasoning, insurance, same thing.
But yeah, and she does. I was like, that is awesome. The hard part for me would be traveling.
Traveling's tough,
man.
Yeah, because you can't just pack
No.
a cooler full of meat, fire up your grill in your hotel room. Hey, I'd like a burger. Here's the thing. I brought my own meat.
Yeah.
You cook it for me?
I'll pay you the same. Just cook my own meat.
Yeah, you'd have to live in like a cabin, never travel, and just like you'd have to be pretty dialed in.
Yeah, just grow some super long hair and a mustache.
You dehydrate it and just live off of jerky when you're traveling.
That's what she does.
Really?
Yeah. So she said she went on some hunts in the Midwest, and she went out there, and it was like in the middle of nowhere, and there was like 2 diners, and that was it. She packed like lettuce and a ton of jerky, and
awesome.
then some other stuff. Yeah, but
that would be really cool to do. Like, you remember? Was it Super Size Me?
Yeah.
Where the guy ate nothing but McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, do that and do like super in-depth studies of just like a year. Blood levels, go in depth. Look at testosterone levels. Look at it all.
All right.
Cholesterol, and then go a year nothing but wild game.
I'll run the project.
I'll fund it.
Yeah.
YETI will fund it.
Yeah, YETI will fund it. Okay.
Done. And tell me where to sign.
I know, but the thing is, I got to go for a year of hunts to get that meat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you'd have to.
That's where it gets.
It would have to be well planned and well executed. Yeah. And that's unfortunately that's not the way hunting goes.
I don't know if you want to look at my success rates.
Yeah, me neither. That's my problem.
Yeah, man. That's funny. But anyways. Yeah, so that's some of the stuff I wanted to dive into a little bit with YETI and yourself. What do you go on hunts and stuff on your free time, or do you have any free time? I guess.
Yeah. I got. Well, it'll be interesting to see with the new job. I'll be on the road a bunch, but I think I'll have plenty of opportunities. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm focused on whitetail and waterfowl, which I'm really excited about. I grew up a whitetail hunter. Like that's what I love.
Yeah.
But then waterfowl's relatively new to me. I understand it, and I've killed my fair share of ducks, but I'm not a hardcore waterfowler. So I'm excited to dive in. I think that culture is so cool, man. People are so fanatical and so obsessed about
the dogs and everything.
Dogs, yeah, it's awesome. So I'm excited to learn that a lot more. But I will definitely miss Western hunts and living in Colorado. September was always like my favorite time of year out there and doing that. But I think I'll still get up to Montana. I went to high school with a guy, Ben Masters, who did the documentary Unbranded. You ever seen it? It's on Netflix.
Unbranded. That sounds familiar.
They ride wild Mustangs from Mexico to Canada.
I don't think I've watched it.
You should watch it.
Is it good?
It's badass.
Where do you find it at?
Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, watch it.
Okay.
You won't be disappointed.
I'm going to put that in my phone right now.
So they adopted 14 wild Mustangs from the Bureau of Land Management.
Okay.
Trained them, broke them, tamed them essentially because they're wild. Like they had to go in and helicopter survey them, and then they bring in like 100 different heads, and they picked 14 that they liked. And it was 4 dudes, camera crew, everything, and they rode from Mexico to Canada pretty much exclusively through public land, I think. I think they had to get some access every now and then. But yeah, it was like 3,000 miles. I think it took them 4.5 months to do it.
Really?
Yeah, powerful documentary. And they did it because they wanted to raise awareness about the we have this massive surplus of wild Mustangs like in the American West, like Nevada and Utah, and the whole point is like, hey, let's quit buying these quarter horses and purebreds and everything. Like these wild Mustangs are great stock. They've evolved and they're rugged and they have great feet and they're sturdy and reliable. You just got to spend some time with them. So they're overpopulated. Let's start adopting them instead of continuing to buy horses, through breeders when we have this massive surplus, and it's a problem. Like they have appropriate management levels that are looked at by the BLM and everything like that. And they're far overpopulated. But,
Really?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to watch that. How long of a documentary is it?
It's like an hour and a half, I think. It's
Nice.
powerful.
I like that.
But so anyways, we're taking his Mustang somewhere up into Montana. We're going like 10 miles in. I think
Yeah.
Prime time, 10th through the 20th of September, I think. Maybe the 20th or the 30th, but
That'd be cool.
it'll be fun. Donnie Wilson will be up there too, somewhere in the woods. He's trying to get it done solo this year. He's standing right here.
Donnie
Dancing.
Wilson walked into the booth.
AKA Donnie Burgers.
He just got done with the P90X workout.
That's his third one of the day.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. He's got his little swagger walking on.
I saw
He's
it.
feeling good.
I saw it on his vlog.
Yeah. His vlog.
Yeah,
he was
vlog,
vlogging
yeah.
again.
He was
Yeah,
vlogging.
he's a big vlogger.
Yeah, he's been vlogging his P90X workout.
Yeah.
I heard.
He does. Yeah, he does them naked too. It's
I'm gonna get Donnie on the podcast
You
as
need
well.
to.
That guy is.
If you want to talk whitetails, that dude kills big whitetails. So his handle is, I learned this last night, it's D Wilson 204. It's because he's killed 2 whitetails that gross 204 inches.
Yep.
Not many people get to kill 2.
And one of them was on public land.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Probably
Yeah,
should
he's
say
a
that.
killer, no doubt. He
Probably
knows how
should
to-
say that aloud. Sorry, Donnie. No.
I give him shit every now and then. I'm like, dude, yeah, anybody can kill 200-inch deer in Adams County, Ohio. Like,
Yeah.
get off your high horse, bro.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Donnie's got a great gadding operation and everything.
Dude, yeah, it's
down
slick.
there.
Yeah, that's the hunt that I'm most excited about this year. Is he invited me out.
Oh, no way.
In
That's
November.
awesome.
Yeah, to hunt with those guys. So
Yeah.
Real McCoy Outdoors, go check him out. He's got a good Instagram page.
Yeah. Yeah, Donnie takes some awesome photos. as
Yeah,
well.
he's good.
He's good at
talented.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, geez, this rain is really coming down now, isn't
I
it?
know.
I had my tote when I was doing the podcast there with Sean DeGray. I had my tote open and my laptop in there while it was pouring down inside it.
Is it fried?
Nah, I hope not. It's my work laptop, so
Uh-oh.
yeah. So I think I dried it off good enough, but yeah, everything was soaked. But we'll get through it.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, yeah.
What do you got planned? So East meets West. You're always looking at Western opportunities.
Yeah. So yeah, and then the basis of it is from me wanting to go out west. You
I
know,
love
from
that.
when I went out west, that changed my life. And
Yeah.
I really dug into it last night with Jordan and Brian on the podcast. But it opened up my eyes too. Is there's so many adventure opportunities in the East that people don't think of. The Appalachian Trail that runs all the way up, you know, from Florida to Maine, I believe, or Georgia to Maine, and along that, there's so many different places you can go to. And Pennsylvania alone, northern Pennsylvania, where I'm from, the Pennsylvania Wilds has 2 million acres of public lands
Damn.
across.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I grew.
In PA alone?
Yes, and that's
Oh.
just north of Interstate 80. That's just up in
Wow.
the northern part. It's all state forest. There's one big national forest that I grew up right in the center of. So when I grew up in that small town, I didn't understand private lands because I could walk out my door and go anywhere and hunt, and I didn't understand boundaries until I moved down towards Pittsburgh. And I'm like, this sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize how important it was until I got away.
See, you're opposite of me. I grew up in Texas, where the state is 2%. 2% public land. I bet you guys have far more public land in PA
Oh yeah.
than we do in Texas. So, and then I moved out to Colorado after college, and I was like, whoa, dude, public lands.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is
Like I can just
rad.
walk there.
I can just follow this trail and go kill elk. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, man.
But I don't even have to sign up for anything. Just buy a tag and go. That's
Yeah.
cool, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to miss that, you know, being able to walk out my back door and go climb a 2,000-foot mountain for exercise or to go chase elk. It's killer.
Oh man, that would be pretty awesome. And I know what area you're talking about. It's such a beautiful, area to be able to hike through that on the trails. Like, okay, on the weekend,
Yeah.
I just would go up. And,
Yeah, dude. And then
nice little
September, late September, the aspen leaves start changing.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking whole mountainsides turn golden yellow. It's killer.
hike. Beautiful.
Weather's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful
cool.
thing.
So yeah, anyway, so with East Meets West there, I want to show adventure no matter where it's at and help people find that. So again, I'm just going to give a quick backstory. I can fill you in a little bit later.
Yeah.
But when I did that, I wrote an article for an online magazine, and I just wrote it for myself to recall the hunt, and then I submitted it, and then they published it. And I got a really good feedback on it from people that I didn't know would read that, would reach out and say, hey, like, you make me I want to go do this. I want to do that. How do I do that?
Yeah.
And, you know, I was responding to everyone and talking them through it, helping them plan it. I don't try to give advice on killing things. I haven't been there yet, you know, as far as elk goes.
Hey, man, you're not the only one. What is it, 14% in most places?
Oh, yeah. Specifically where I was at, it was like 7%, but
I know that unit.
Yeah, I've heard about it. Often, with all that aside, it was just the adventure aspect and how much it's changed my life. It's hard. It's not easy to do that, to plan it and go through it. It's a lifestyle change, but it helps you out so much. You know, whether that's, you know, just being in shape enough to do it. I'm an advocate of being in best shape that you can to do it. Do you need to do that? No.
Yeah.
But it helps.
Yeah.
So, and that helps just your overall healthy lifestyle. Okay, so then the planning phase, that to me, I love that side of hunting. The planning leading up to it and looking at it, studying maps, doing that. Then just going out of your comfort zone, doing something different. Yeah. You don't need a whole, there's a lot of, you know, fancy gear and stuff that I have and I love and I rely on. And if you have the money, that's fine, but you don't necessarily need everything to do it. You can camp out of your truck if you need to and hike up, you know, and hunt elk. Like you said, you go to Walmart and get a tag for elk in Colorado.
Yep.
It's amazing. So that's what I want to help people, you know, find their dreams like that when they didn't think it was possible because they thought it cost a lot of money. It's not as expensive as you think.
Yeah. No, the way I see it is like I feel like Eastern guys aspire, they look at Western hunters and that's like aspirational for them.
It is. And
it shouldn't be too aspirational to where they're not going to get after it and do it. Like, so I love the concept of East meets West, dude. And like, you're just an everyday PA guy and you're going out West and you're doing it. Maybe you haven't killed yet, but like, who cares?
Yeah.
That's not all, you know, that's not what it's all about. Like,
no.
Like you said, it changed your life, and you haven't cut a tag out there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'm going
Beautiful
to this
thing.
year. There's a 100% chance.
100% chance.
Yeah.
You found a 100% unit.
Yeah. But no, that's the basis behind it, man. And I wanted to help other people find that moment. And you may not kill right away. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe you walk out the trail and you shoot one, and that's awesome.
It's happened to me before.
Has it?
10 minutes from the trailhead. Yeah, dude. It's a beautiful thing. That was my first bull.
No way.
Yeah, dude. I was like, what? So I'm walking out. It was like a rainy morning like this, and they were going nuts all morning, and I just, for whatever reason, couldn't get it done. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go back, dry out. It was just a quick day spot. Go home, dry out, come back out in the afternoon, and I'm on my way out, and I hear a cow call, and I'm like, I wonder if that was another hunter. And I take like another 2 steps, and I see elk tracks right on the trail, and I'm like, that's not another hunter.
Yeah.
And I got like, I think I had my bow strapped to my pack, so I drop down, pull my bow off, and like sit down and blow a cow call, and all of a sudden a cow steps out, and right behind her a bull steps out. I'm like, whoa! They're like 10 yards from me, and the cow knew something wasn't right, and she walked back off, and the bull was right there. His head was behind a bush. Perfect broadside shot, 12 yards, 10 minutes from the trailhead.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So I nailed it.
So how long did it take you? How long did it take you to be able to kill your first bull?
So,
like, I mean, coming from Texas,
it was my 3rd season when I finally connected. So
what
destiny,
I'm
baby.
You know, that's what's happening.
Dude, it's a steep learning curve, and that's what's tough about recruiting new hunters. Is like the barrier to entry is high, man.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of gear. There's a lot of education that goes into it. So,
and you have to have the right people to help you. I mean, people can do it by themselves, but it's very difficult. You have to be very self-motivated.
Yeah. There's more and more resources popping up. I was just reading last night about this new app called Powder Hook. Pretty cool. Andrew McKean just joined their team. He's the old editor-in-chief at Outdoor Life.
Yeah.
Awesome dude.
When
you think hunting, you think Andrew McKean. Like, just, he's got stories. One of the most talented writers I've ever read. He's awesome dude. But I think basically the way an app works, if I understand correctly, is like it's a networking app. You can get on, and they'll connect you with somebody that's more experienced, and you can just ask away.
No way.
I think it's like a heat map, so they're connecting you with somebody locally. Like, hey, I've never crappie fished before. What should I do? How should I do it? And boom, that's your resource right there.
That's awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like I hope things like that keep popping up. With technology, there's no reason they shouldn't.
No,
Tinder for hunting. That's what we should
do. Yeah, Tinder for hunting. How would that look?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would love it though.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like it. Hey, we'll talk.
That's trademarked, guys.
Yeah.
I need you to all sign an NDA before you listen to this podcast.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, we'll edit that out so no one has to hear that. Yeah,
so that's $1 million idea right there.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that is awesome to hear that people are doing that. And I heard a lot of, I don't know Andrews myself, but I've heard a lot of really good things about him, so I'm sure it'll turn out awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So when you, was the first time you hunted elk when you moved to Colorado?
Yeah.
So you were Texas,
Texas, I grew up fly fishing. Like we'd go out west, like, I don't know, maybe once every 3 years and go fish. And I just never really had the patience for it. But never done Western hunts. Always like a whitetail guy, kind of a tree stand guy. So I got my ass kicked for the first 3 years.
Oh yeah.
And then like slowly like just started like diving into hunting media and learning and reading and going further, staying longer, learning how to elk call, learning how to read maps and just learn elk in general and how how they behave, their habitat, where they're living. Yeah, man, got lucky and it happened third season, and then I connected the fourth season.
Yeah, well, all those times that were, you didn't succeed led up to that one time. Might have seemed easy at the moment, but if you think about how much time and effort you put into it, it wasn't,
I knew it was going to happen, and I had interactions and stuff at other points in time.
As I say, every time I tell an elk story about mine, I just quit kind of saying, I just said I haven't killed anything, because I've had so many close calls that I could feel it. I could feel, that meat that I'm going to eat down. Yeah. I want elk meat so bad.
It is so good.
But my buddy got one and rubbed it in his first time out there. But anyways.
But dude, honestly, like, you have one interaction with a screaming bull like that in September, kill it or not, like, that's an accomplishment. And it's cool, man. It's so cool.
Yeah, I had 4 bulls in 36 hours within 40 yards. They're all different encounters, and it was absolutely unbelievable. And it was just so thick and stuff. I just never could get a clear shot that I wanted. And also realizing that, you can't be as patient and waiting like you can with whitetails. You got to be ready.
If you haven't,
you're not at full draw. When they're coming through there, you're screwed.
Yeah, man, especially hunting timber like that, thick timber. Like, I almost feel like traditional archery guys are at an advantage because it's such like an instinctual shot, and it's quick, and you don't have to pull a compound back and get settled in and range. It's just like, boom.
Yeah, I was so adamant to make sure that I made the perfect shot that I was just waiting for that opportunity. When I know there's times I should have been at full draw, and I knew somewhat of the yardage, and with how I know my bow and my equipment, my sight and stuff, I would have been perfect. It would have been fine to be able to do that. But it's all, hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
I know what I did wrong. I'll fix it next time.
Yeah.
So that's the...
Yeah, I've had plenty of those opportunities that I went back really, really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Oh, yeah. But anyways, I had, an awesome experience in a heavily hunted area, and... is what it is. I'll keep going forward with it. And year 3 is going to be my year.
Yeah,
probably
buddy.
100 yards off the trail is what I'm thinking. So
yeah. 10 minutes from the trailhead. You should, on the way in, you should be getting it done.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Call it early. Just,
I'm only taking 3 days vacation from work because I'll be done on day 1.
Yeah,
right?
and the first 2 days, the travel day on the back end and the front end. So that just 1 day hunt.
Yeah, and I'll pack it out one trip, right?
No problem. Yeah, on your own.
Yeah.
No problem.
Solo. So,
pull the truck up to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, is there anything you want to add, Sloane?
No, dude, I don't think so, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm stoked to see this podcast grow.
Yeah.
I think you're talking to the right audience. I think you got a great message. So keep getting after it, dude. Keep putting out good content. Keep hustling. I love that you're here. You obviously know your audience, who it's going to be.
This is my audience.
The passion, dude. I love it. You're at the right place at the right event, and you got the right message.
So where can we find a little bit more about you and then also Yeti coolers?
Oh, I don't care about me. You don't have to follow me. Follow Yeti Coolers. Keep an eye on their hunting content because they're all about hunting content. But I'm on Instagram too, like S_L_Brown. SL Brown. Yeah. So, But thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah,
I love what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go shoot this wet, muddy, soupy course.
Yeah, don't fall.
I'm not going to.
See you, buddy.
All right, man.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of East Meets West Hunt with your host, Bo Martonic. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit eastmeetswesthunt.com, Facebook at East Meets West Outdoors, and Instagram at East Meets West Hunt. If you enjoyed today's episode, please review and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.